Return of the Jedi Retro Collection line featuring Mon Mothma and Yakface are now up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth. And before you ask, no, this is not an April Fool's joke. Hey Star Wars fans, welcome back to another video from All Things Star Wars Considered. I'm your host Doug, and before we get into today's content, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to my friends Jack and Justin from the band Cregan, who have been instrumental in bringing the music to the channel as of late. I've been using one of their songs, Death of Democracy, at the beginning, and I have been using one of their songs, Timeless Fate, at the end. There's an old man living cold and poor, feels like there's nothing to give. That's Timeless Fate. So in case you're wondering, I've been adding their links to their songs in the description. So if you like what you hear, you can check the description at the end of this video, and I'll post a couple of links for their songs. They actually did a song, Wish, too, which was pretty cool. They actually filmed it in a cemetery, and the production value on it is really, really good, and it's a great song. So if you want to hear them or hear more from them, check them out. So having said that, let's get into today's content. And today we're going to talk about the Retro Collection line of figures, which I was starting to feel that people were lukewarm about. But the problem is that most of the people were lukewarm about Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian. When we get figures from the original trilogy, it seems that people are loving it, especially the announcement last month about the upcoming New Hope line of figures, where there's a whole bunch of new, never before made characters. So that's getting people excited. And obviously Hasbro is taking note. So they have re-released a box set from a couple of years ago, and it's the Return of the Jedi box set. It featured a bunch of figures that had previously been done by Kenner back in the day, like the Gamma Ray Guard, Wicket, the Emperor's Royal Guard, and Admiral Akbar. It also includes a Yakface, which obviously was a Power of the Force figure. It was only released, though, in Canada and across the pond in the European market, Tri-Logo. So it was never released in the United States. So it's kind of cool to get a Yakface figure, albeit a retro figure, on a Return of the Jedi card back. And the little cherry on the top of this sundae is that they've released a never before Mon Mothma figure. Now, Mon Mothma isn't exactly the most exciting character, but we never had her in the original 96. So it is nice to get that figure because it's never been done before. And today, we're going to get into that set a little bit. And I will let you guys know that if you missed out the first time around, Entertainment Earth has it up for pre-order on their site. No, this is not an April Fool's joke. It was announced. It is $72.99. So all those people that have been kind of forced to pay really high prices for that box set that missed it the first time around, you're not going to have to do that. Go to Entertainment Earth, pay $72.99. Actually, if you pick up like another figure or something and get to like $80, they're going to give you free shipping on that. So that's a really nice added bonus. So when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and I'm going to actually review it and unbox it. So stick around. That is all coming up next. Okay, and here it is. So if you pre-order this from Entertainment Earth, this is what you'll be receiving. I don't think it's going to be available to ship until like the fall. But, at least you'll have it, because from what I'm hearing, that this is selling for quite a bit of money on the secondary market. So it's going to be nice to be able to just grab this set for retail instead of that high aftermarket price. So we have the box art. Shows all 6 figures on the front here. You got the Gamma Ray God, Admiral Akbar, Yakface, Mon Mothma, Wicket W. Warwick, and the Emperor's Royal Guard. So we have a nice selection. Now you got to remember that this is actually Wave 2. The original wave had all the heroes. Had Luke, Lando, Bosch, Princess Leia, Han Trenchcoat. We had a biker scout, and we had the Emperor. So we had a lot of the mains. So now we're filling in all the secondary characters, and that's kind of cool. So, and it's a good representation. So we got, a couple of Jabba's aliens. We got a, Admiral Akbar, which is a rebel. We have an Emperor's Royal Guard to go along with our Emperor figure. We have also a never-before-seen figure, Mon Mothma. And, of course, we've got everybody's favorite Wicket W. Warwick. Now, the top of the box, actually, and let's try to get the glare off of there, it shows Admiral Akbar, Mon Mothma, the Gamma Ray God, Yakface, the Emperor's Royal Guard, and Wicket. Just the little stills from the movie. Really nice little detail there. If we go to the back, like we always say, it's pretty much the same, except they add a bunch of writing down there. Got the Kenner logo. Of course, this 40th anniversary logo, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I said that most people aren't fans. But for this, not a big deal. Return of the Jedi on that end. Return of the Jedi on that end. And then a bunch of writing in a bunch of different languages on the bottom. But actually, let's be honest. What did you come here to see? You actually came to see the figures. So without further ado, let's unbox this and see what is inside. Okay, so let's get into it. And of course, I've already removed the tape. So here you have it. So let's start to pull these guys out and see. Ah, yeah. Okay. Got a little bit of a mess there. Let's kind of clean this up. And then I'll bring them into frame. So, and that's perfect. Because the first one I wanted to show you guys was Admiral Akbar. None of these cards are punched, which is nice. They've all have the Chad still in there. 40th anniversary logo, that I'm not a fan of. And the weathering around the card seems worse than I've ever seen it. Like, I think they had mentioned about starting to kind of ease up on that. And they really need to. And moving forward, it would be nice if these stickers were removable. I know they are, but it takes an act of God to get them off. And a lot of times it damages the card back. So I don't even try. Let's kind of flip the card over. I'm going to do this once, like I've done in the past. And it says... The Star Wars Retro Collection is inspired by 1970s Star Wars figures and features original figure design and detailing. Continue your collection from the galaxy far, far away. Then, of course, it says it in a bunch of different languages. The Retro Collection, Gamma Ray God, Admiral Akbar, Yakface, Mon Mothma, Wicket W. Warwick, and the Emperor's Royal Guard. And that's pretty much all you really need to see. We're not going to go any further with the back of that card back. But as you can see, the Admiral Akbar, I was never a huge fan of this figure. There's nothing wrong with it. Just was one of those meh figures for me. So, but the bubble is in good shape. The card stock feels thick. It's got the Return of the Jedi logo. That teal Admiral Akbar name pill and backer, and the Kenner logo down there. So very nicely done. So let's put him over there. Now let's get into the next figure. And we're going to hold off on these because I want to kind of do a little bit of dramatic effect here. So let's see. Let's come with the Emperor's Royal Guard. And very well done. He's got his cloth cape. He's got the vibro staff, or whatever you want to call that thing. And, yeah, I love it. And you know something? I actually have an original Emperor's Royal Guard close by. So we're going to kind of bring it in to compare. So you can see, what I've said about the retro collection is that, if you purchase these figures and you open them up, you could put them in vintage displays and then take these guys, kind of store them away so they don't fade, they don't get dusty, they don't lose their accessories, that nothing breaks. It's a good way, like I've said in the past, of displaying vintage figures without displaying vintage figures. So, yeah. So, obviously we got the nice dark blue name pill and the dark blue backer. Of course, we got the sticker. The Kenner logo's cool. And like I said, all these are going to be unpunched. So let's move that one. The next one on the docket is the Gamma Ray and Guard. And you know what? It's too bad that you couldn't kind of go out and maybe buy a case. Because it would be nice to army build these guys. You have a jobbers display. You don't really have a lot of Gamma Ray and Guards for it. Well, this is a nice, inexpensive way to populate your palace with Gamma Ray and Guards without actually possibly causing damage to your Kenner Gamma Ray and Guards. So he comes with his axe. He comes with that lime green name pill and the backer. I would say this is a great, great figure. I am very pleased with that. Okay, next on the docket is Wicket W. Warwick. Now, this was always a fan favorite, and again, I do have a Wicket close by, so let's kind of compare the two. This one's pretty vibrant. I think it's a little bit overdone, but who knows? This is an older figure. Maybe mine's just faded out a little bit. Maybe mine originally started out like this and it just got washed out. But there you have it. So there's your original. And you can see that the card image and the name pill and all that's done pretty well. So pretty happy with that figure. Now, I've kind of saved the two best for last. And let's get into them. Now, obviously, this figure, Yakface, this is a figure we all wanted as kids. If you lived in the United States, though, it wasn't so easily attainable because they did not release this in the United States. It was released in Canada as the Power of the Force, and then it was released on a Tri-Logo card. So it was not easily attainable. And you know what? There's a lot of people. Actually, I want to say it's divided. Like so many things nowadays. There's half the people are thrilled with this because they finally get a Yakface figure for an affordable price. Now, my Yakface that I picked up, my original Yakface, I paid $100 for it. Now, I think the last time I was at the Toy Vault in Warwick, Rhode Island, he was there for almost $700. So that's a lot of money to spend on a vintage figure. And I get it. That's, legit from 85, and this is a repro. But, say you want to put Yakface in a display. If you put this figure in there, there's no chance that you're going to, damage your original Yakface. Have him get, dusty. Have him fade. Lose his, his staff. I mean, this is a great way to add Yakface to a vintage display without creating damage or dust or fading for your original Yakface figure. So let's add that to our backdrop. And last, but certainly not least, let's slide that over so that gets in the frame. Last but certainly not least is the never before released Mon Mothma figure. Now, obviously, we realize Mon Mothma was not the most exciting character. I would rank her up there with Admiral Akbar. But obviously, she is a key, member of the Rebel Alliance. She's a very important, politician in the scheme of things as the Rebel tries to take down the Empire. Now, and this figure is done quite well. It's done very much so in the Kenner style. You have this weird split leg thing, which I'm not a fan of, but you know what? That's what they did in the 80s. So you have to expect that that's what they would have done with the Mon Mothma figure. She's got a good likeness. I wouldn't say it's over the top in either direction. I think she looks like a Kenner figure. I think she looks the way Kenner would have realized her back in 84 or 85. And a nice little touch here is that she comes with the Princess Leia gun, which is perfect. You would think if you're going to give her something, you would either going to give her like a staff, a pointer that maybe Maydeen came with, but if you're going to give her a blaster, that's the perfect gun. So, having said all this, I know there's a lot of people that have been paying exorbitant amounts of money for this figure alone on the secondary market. And it's nice that they can now go onto Entertainment Earth and buy the whole set for $72.99 and not allow her to break the bank. So that is great news. I'm happy to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of these figures, and we'll see you on the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and review of the Star Wars Return of the Jedi Retro Collection line of figures that was released in 2023 and will be re-released later on this year and can be picked up and purchased at Entertainment Earth. So if you guys liked what you just saw, you can go to Entertainment Earth and pick that set up. Now, if you're not a fan of the Retro Collection line, and I get it, half the population is and the other half isn't, then, keep your money in your wallet. I will say this, either you love it, you hate it. It doesn't seem to be any real lukewarm there. It's just, I love this, or I can't stand this. I have a original 96, all of them. And you know what? No repros there. Everything is original. And you know what? I have all these figures. I know the difference between the two. I know the value of one. I know the value of the other. I don't think that one sullies the other one. Sometimes people feel, it's diminishing what my collection's worth. Well, you know what? I don't think so. A Yakface figure, original Yakface figure, still going to sell for $700. And the people that can't afford the $700 Yakface figure, you know what they're going to do? They'll buy this one. So you either want the Yakface and spend the money, or you can't afford the Yakface and you buy this. It's as simple as that. So, it's a divided world. People are going to hem and haw no matter which direction you kind of lean towards. And that's a perfect segue into what I need to say next. Obviously, you guys know I talk a lot about Toy Ploy on the channel. I would say he's one of my mentors. I don't know if that's the correct term, but yeah, he's one of my mentors. And recently, somebody was giving him a hard time and telling him to shut the F up and to just fix the toy. He was doing a toy restoration, and somebody, felt the need to kind of insult him. And I don't get that. If you want to see something, you click on it and watch it. If you don't, you just scroll past. If you want to see Toy Ploy fix a toy, watch him fix a toy and learn from it. But don't go on there afterwards and tell him to shut up. I mean, what's he supposed to do? How's he supposed to explain how to go about fixing something if he doesn't talk about it? And guess what? If you don't want to see it or hear him, then watch something else. It's like going to a TV show or a movie and sitting through it and going, I hate this show. But you sit and watch and complain through the whole thing. If you don't like it, turn it off. It's as simple as that. This community needs to be unified. We don't need to be divided. There's enough division in this world. We need to stay unified. If we don't agree, that's okay. But we don't need to attack each other. If you like retro stuff and repro stuff, that's fine. But the people that don't approve of that, don't attack the other people that want it. It's their money. It's their collection. So enjoy your collection. I'll enjoy mine. They'll enjoy theirs. It's as simple as that. We don't need to be divided. There's enough division. So I've been on my soapbox long enough. It's time to start to wrap things up. But I do want to say I'd like to thank everybody for the continued support of the channel. I've picked up a bunch of new subscribers, and I'm thrilled for that. I'm thankful. Also, though, if you haven't done so, I ask you to hit the subscribe button so I can continue to bring you that valuable Star Wars content we've all come to know and love. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps the channel as well. If you have a question or comment, would like to weigh in on this subject, please leave it in the comment section, and I'll get back to each and every one of you. Want to tell everybody, I hope you have a great day. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you on the next video. And as always, may the force be with you.
There's an old man living cold and poor. Feels like there's nothing to give. There's a young boy crossing by his path, reflected how he lived.